you, Mr. Trim.
Okay, thank you. Several weeks ago, I got a phone call from Bruce Butterfield and Paula Williams, sort of combined, and they brought an idea to the table. Chief Mosby was in on this meeting. We all know that law was passed where you can safely leave an infant with either a hospital or a fire department. And in looking at this, and I'm not gonna, all I'm gonna tell you is, I think it's a great idea. Some things hit our email today, which I even got a phone call from the gentleman that's such a naysayer, and you probably did too, didn't you, Mayor? And I know the fire chief did as well, but I've shared with you the letter that Paula shared with me from the Benton Fire Chief, and I just, bottom line is that this is one of those projects that touches my heart, okay? And what I want to do right now is turn it over to Paula Williams and Bruce Butterfield. Paula is with the Hannah Foundation. Bruce is here representing the Knights of Columbus. So, guys, step up and tell us what you got to tell us. Thank you for being here.
I'm not sure if it is.
It's on, you may have to hold it, sir.
Yeah, it's on.
Is it on? Okay.
Get a little closer.
It's kind of a limp finger.
It needs to be tightened up. It's broken. You want to hold it. I am Paula Williams. I am the Executive Director of Hannah Pregnancy Resource Center, and just in case you don't know who we are a nonprofit here in Union County. We've been here since 2000. We also have centers in Columbia and Ouachita County, and we provide services to women and their families that are facing an unplanned pregnancy. So this is near and dear to our heart as well. And like Mr. Paul said, that we did have a meeting with him and Chief Mosby about the opportunity of maybe getting a safe haven box here in El Dorado. We had discussed having it placed at the substation 2, which is the East Hillsboro station, and we feel that that would give more privacy, and it would also give access to Highway 167 for anybody that may be interested in using the box. We feel that this is something that's an asset to El Dorado and to South Arkansas. There are no baby boxes in the southern part of the state. Everything is Little Rock and above. So this is something that's going to be unique to our county and our area. So we're very excited about that, and we would just like for you to consider allowing this to be placed in a fire station. If you're not familiar with the process of what the baby box does, I'd like to explain that to you. There is a box that is installed on the outside of a fire station, and the parent will open the box, and when that happens, there's a silent alarm that goes off, and a signal is sent to 911 dispatch. And then when the parent places the child in the bassinet inside of the box, the second alarm goes off to 911. And then when they close the box, the third alarm goes off to dispatch. And once the box is closed, the door is closed, it cannot be reopened from the outside. So all of those alarms are going off, so the fire department, police department are all notified that something is going on with the box. And the fire department can retrieve the baby from the box, evaluate what needs to be done, and take the baby to the hospital. And then from there, I'm assuming that DHS would probably be contacted, and the child would be placed up for adoption. So that is the process of what the box is about. The cost of the box is $10,000, and that's strictly for the box. We received a grant from Arkansas Right to Life, and we're going to be able to contribute $3,500 of that grant money toward the box. And I already have 2 people that have donated $1,000 each that will go toward the price of the box. The other expenses would be the installation of the box, and we're hoping that maybe we can have a contractor that might be able to maybe give his services for free to help us to do that. And the only other things that are going to be cost would be a transportation cost, because it will have to be delivered from Indiana. There is, probably permits that need to be purchased. There's a one-time registration fee with, the Ohio Department of Health is $500. An annual alarm service fee for monitoring for $300, and an annual recertification fee by a licensed contractor for $200. And the $500, the $300, and the $200, we can use our grant money to purchase those things, so that's not gonna cost the city anything. So basically, the only thing that's gonna cost the city would be the electricity for the box. I think it's an amazing opportunity. Like I said, this is the only one that's gonna be in this area. So I hope that you will consider allowing this. And, you know, some of you maybe are wondering, you know, why would it be necessary to install a box here? You know, what if it's never used? And that may be the case, but what would it be if we never had a box and someone needed it and we could have saved the life of a child? So just something that you could consider, please.
Hi, my name is Bruce Butterfield. I'm with the Knights of Columbus from Holy Redeemer Church. The state chapter of Knights of Columbus has taken on this project in multiple cities. There's currently a box in Benton that was paid for by the Knights of Columbus. There's one in Rogers that's in operation that was paid for by the Knights of Columbus. There's one in Springdale that is currently being evaluated, and I think it's going to be dedicated this weekend. There's one in Jonesboro that is currently being evaluated, and I think will be dedicated next week. And then there's one in Conway where the people in Conway are being trained, and it's being evaluated at this point in Conway. It has not actually been installed yet, but it's being evaluated. The role of the Knights of Columbus is we're just going to raise money. We haven't begun raising money yet. We can't put this box in without the approval of the city. It's got to go on city property. I didn't want to start raising funds and then have to return them. So, but the Knights have committed to raising whatever funds are necessary to get this accomplished. On top of that, we also understand that this box is pretty useless if people don't know about it. So we have also committed to doing ongoing advertising after the box is installed. We haven't finalized what that's going to be yet, but it is important to the Knights to make sure people know that it's there so it can be utilized. We hope it's never used, but if there's a need, we want it to be there and we want people to know where it's at. So that's really all that the Knights are involved in. Again, we have committed to raising the funds. Paula's already got a really good start on the funds. So we're committed to raising the rest of the funds that we need to, and we intend to reach out to the rest of the community. We've done fundraising in the past where we've reached out to other churches in the community, and they have responded. The response has been amazing. So we expect the same thing to happen here, and but we have taken on the responsibility of making sure that the funds are raised so that it doesn't cost the city anything other than the electricity to maintain the box.
Guess we need a motion, if they want to know before the funds are going to be raised.
I've got one question, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, do we have any questions?
We need a motion first to discuss.
I would think a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have one.
Go ahead.
I just have a couple, one simple question. What's the dimensions?
It's about, and this is off my top of my head from pictures, but it looks like it's about a 2.5 to 3 foot square box.
Mr. Rux, I've got some photos if I'd be glad to share this with you.
I would definitely.
And it's a really interesting concept. It works through the wall of the police department, the fire department. So a person that is trying to hand off the baby will be outside, and it can be completely anonymous. So that which is kind of the point of doing it where we've done it, provide some privacy. It also says that it's also the most secure location that they have. So So we feel like it's a really good box. By the way, the one in Benton was installed in 2019, and in May of 2020, it saved the baby. So it's, in that particular case, it was important that it happened.
And I'm looking at the letter that I shared with everyone. The Benton Fire Chief, Bill Ford, sent a letter of support, and they're getting ready to build station number 6 in Benton, and they are going to be installing a baby box in the new station. So, and
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I Miss Paula, Mr. Bruce, I really commend you guys hard. I mean, anytime you're trying to bring something positive to our community, that can help our community, that's what it's about. So thank you guys for wanting to extend that to our community.
Yes, I've got, Trent Garner on the phone, I believe, and he wanted to make a statement because he was one of the ones who helped pass this act. Trent, are you on here?
Yes, ma'am. You hear me?
Okay, you're on speaker, so go ahead.
I'll be very brief. I know your time is very critical. I'm still in the session up here, or would have been there in person. Yeah, we passed this in 2019. I can tell you that it was well vetted. We went through multiple processes of how the safety of the baby will be done, how it would actually work, and how this would be enacted from our 2001 Safe Haven Law. And I can tell you, during that time, experts from safety and otherwise came and spoke about how this would be a safe and good thing for babies across the state of Arkansas. And I'll also tell you, behind the scenes, we had some people claiming that it was a scam, claiming there was issues, and after that was investigated, they were completely false. That was just some kind of outside source without credible information. I know there may be a similar kind of situation here, but I trust that this box goes up, it will be a blessing to the state. I trust Canine Pregnancy Center and what they're trying to do with it. I trust the firefighters wherever it's going to go. This will be a great thing for Dorado, and it has my full support. So thank y'all so much for letting me say a few words.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
There was a news article today in the Gazette about this, explaining it and answering most of my questions, but it also said that 10 lives have been saved, and I'm assuming that was Arkansas. I don't know. And it was news today, but I can't think of any downside to this. If any, generally I like to get both sides pros and cons or something. Does anybody know of any downside to this project?
I think the information that was shared was a bit of controversy that the other person has with. I think it seemed a bit personal, but it was shared over and over.
I read it.
I think some of what was pointed out in the articles was about the box itself, but that's something that we would of course have some control over. So I think that was the biggest issue.
I do gotta ask that one little question. I know probably everybody's not gonna ask, but I'm gonna have just a small little question. What's the average rate cost that might be for that, a box like that as far as electricity?
Well, I don't know about the cost for electricity. I do know that the box will be climate controlled, so that's the assumption that there is air conditioning and heat associated, but we're also talking about a 3x3x3 box, trying to heat and cool 1 square yard. So,
That makes sense.
Minimum.
yeah.
it's a small price for the city to pay.
Any other questions? Madam Clerk?
Diane Hammond. Paul Choate.
Aye.
Andre Rex.
All right.
Willie McGee. Billy Bland.
Aye.
Terrence Williamson. And Judy Ward.
Aye.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you very much.
Go forth and raise money.
Next on our agenda is